they've readied up. We're starting now.
Ah, that's good.
Alright, so, I guess right off the bat, both runners are using the Japanese version, which is just the smart decision. In no cape categories, there is literally no reason to use US.
Safety shroom?
You've already got 3 shrooms in VD1.
Yeah, so it makes sense to use the Japanese version, definitely.
Yeah, in this category it saves about, I think, 2 seconds-ish. But there's really no drawbacks to it.
And it'll be interesting to see if there's any swag in Yuji's Island too, because it's completely free.
Ooh, Waldo getting the 359 after running off the yellow blocks.
Ooh.
At least he reacted, because if you just keep holding run and right when you run off that block, you will just die to the chop.
Which is one of the most painful deaths ever. It just feels so completely insulting.
Yeah. I can vouch for that.
Yeah, same. And they both get box jump, which would be expected. It's good to see that.
Yeah. They both have a fair amount of experience running SMW, and these levels are in every category.
Yeah, they're pretty hard to avoid.
So, coming up to YI4, I'll be interested in seeing if we see a shell jump attempt or two.
Yeah, it'd be pretty hype if that was possible, and Louis earlier in his race managed to get the shell jump, which was very, very exciting.
Nice. Well, Waldo threw the shell up rather than to the side, and Barn just jumped over the shell, not even attempting shell jump. In that case, it is a little bit faster to spin jump the shell, or stomp the shell, with the spin, which reduces a couple of frames of lag. But it's,
Yeah,
in the scheme of things, it's not a big deal. We see Barn taking it fairly slow and steady on the cages. Both runners grabbing the midway here, so it looks like they'll be getting fire heading into World 2.
It'd be interesting to see if either of them do the damage boost in DS1 to get rid of their power floor. It'd be small for DP3. DP3 is a bit easier as Small Mario, but not everyone else to do the damage boost.
Yeah, well, it's worth noting that when Waldo was practicing before the race, he was practicing DP3 with Fire Mario, so I reckon there's a decent chance we'll be seeing a fire attempt at DP3 from him.
Wow, that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Barn will be doing. I haven't seen him run this category too often.
Seems like Waldo has a very marginal lead at the moment by about 1 second, so I mean, it'll always be close coming out of World 1, but
yeah, at this point, it's anybody's game.
Oh yeah.
You see, I've got different stream delays, so they're exactly tied for me.
Yeah, same. I had to just compare on timeout, or on fade out.
Oh! What? Barn just jumped right into that hole.
That's pretty unfortunate.
It looked like he tried to jump into the hole. I'm genuinely not sure what happened. Oh, he missed the jump off the ledge and just lost P-speed and fell in there.
I see.
Wow.
It shocked me too. I almost didn't know what to say.
And with that, Waldo takes a bit of a lead.
Yes, Waldo entering DS1 now. Be interesting to see if he goes for 241 struts, which aren't really that difficult, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's pretty free in my opinion. But
Yeah, you reckon we'll be seeing him fireball this Rip Van fish here? Yeah, keeping fire through the stage.
$239, that's still a very, very good time for DS1.
Yeah, definitely not bad. Especially considering, it's interesting. Fire it saves time in some ways because you can fireball the fish, but it also loses time in that you can't you can't just swim with the first throw block straight to the P-switch. You have to grab you have to throw the first one out of the way, grab the second, and then probably kill the throw block on a fish. So they sort of balance out those two strats.
After watching a couple of runs, I realized you could just flick it up between those, or between the fish.
Barn is going back to... Oh, I think I see what he's doing. He's going back to DP1 in order to get a Yoshi, which will make DP3 significantly easier. He'll just be able to fly over it with a blue shell.
It'll be interesting to see, like, would that break even almost? Feels like with the Yoshi being right at the end of the level, that's quite costly.
It is costly, but it's going to get him through there safe, and as you can see, Waldo's struggling a little bit with DP3 right now. So, sure, Barnes behind at the moment, but if Waldo makes a few too many mistakes here, he could be losing a lot of time. And
yeah,
Barn could catch up.
This is the main reason why I would definitely consider just doing DP3 safe. Because, you know, this can happen so easily. And he's having to do it anyway now. So it's particularly costly.
Yeah, it looks like Waldo's just taking it slow, just trying to get through the level alive. And Barn entering with Yoshi doesn't get P-speed, but I think he'll probably be able to get a blue shell and... Ah, he's going to build it on the clouds.
Yeah.
And that shell should last him to the end of the stage. And with that... Yeah, that actually might be worthwhile for Barnowl. Although it's worth noting that if you just beat... So instead of beating DP1 secret, beating DS1 normal, and then going back for Yoshi, it might just be worth it. It might be a bit faster just to go to take that same Yoshi and go through Donut Plains too. I think it's about 35-40 seconds slower than at least in small only, it's 35-40 seconds slower than DS1. But if you're going and re-entering for a Yoshi anyway, it might be faster.
And
Although
Barnes able to use this Yoshi again for DP4, making that very safe. So this is a very interesting set of strats from Barnowl.
We see Barn grab the moon.
Ooh. Shout outs to Golden.
And now that's brought the difference down to about 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's very close now. Yeah, it's interesting seeing percentage plays like Barnowl's making it. Being someone who's done a lot of races, I imagine his run will be full of these here kind of plays.
I'm really interested in watching Barn's strats because we've already seen some unconventional things throughout the run. Might see some more. Ooh, Waldo barely squeezes up there.
There's not really too much to say about the vertical ascent. Just some platforming and trying not to break the cycle, which is
Barn.
It seems.
Looks like Barn opted to skip the springboard, which is a bit slower than what Waldo did.
Yeah.
But he does have the fire flower.
I often don't make it up in time to ever, make it save time, but...
Yeah, it can be hard to climb that effectively.
forget what you call them, the bony guys, they get in the way quite easily without getting...
Yeah. The dry bones can be really annoying.
Of course. Yeah, they can very easily take your fire. Very, very annoying. But yeah, it seems like we've still got a very, very close race, and I imagine that's a theme that will continue.
Yeah. Well, heading into... They've both got Yoshi heading into VD1, which is really what you should expect. I'll be interested in seeing if Waldo tries grabbing a flower here, because that will save time later on. And yep, he hits the Buzzy into the flower block.
Nice.
Barn opts to just Barn managed to quickly grab a flower from the first question mark block in the level. Not one you usually see, but still quite effective. He did it fairly quickly.
And Barn just opting to spit the shell out instead of dropping it and stomping it.
Oh, Waldo having a bit of trouble with this VS1 climb. And notice Barn delayed a bit there. That was in order to make the P-bouncer spawn. If you delay a little bit, you can be sure that it will spawn. Which is a smart move if you're not confident in your ability to get the screen to scroll, which it can be really inconsistent that.
Yeah, it's really janky in order to get that screen to scroll like the way you want. And you can end up losing a reasonable amount of time on those springboards.
It is worth noting though, so when you jump off the spring in order to climb up past past all those red Koopas, if you fireball one of them or stomp on one of them, then that will guarantee that the springboard will spawn.
Damn, the more you know. I wasn't aware of that, though that makes total sense.
What? Was Barn just clipped inside that pipe? Did I see that correctly?
Yeah, it looked like. I was a bit confused there. I thought I was seeing things.
So both runners had a bit of a slow VS2, sorry, but they managed to get through it alright.
The start of that VS3 was decent for Waldo, but misses a couple of jumps near the end, so it'll be costly enough.
Yeah, still quite a close race, about half a stage separating the two.
And a very good VS3 from Barnowl. That'll save some time, bringing this closer again. Yeah, I thought slopes and pipes were like different types of terrain. I wasn't aware. Clipper.
Well, it is a sloped pipe, so.
Yeah. VS3. I'm not pronouncing
VS3, VS3. Same thing. Both runners making their way through the fort. TM, please. So, at the moment we have Waldo in the lead by, I think, 15-20 seconds, and he does have 2 fire flowers, so he can afford to take a hit. Oh!
Oh, dude.
I'd like to revise my statement. So, at the moment we see Barnowl in the lead.
Oh, that really...
that is a very costly death. Barn was at one point there inside a fireball entirely. But those fireballs don't have active hitboxes until about a second after they've spawned.
Yeah, so it's hard to see that happen to to Waldo. It's possibly like one of the most costly deaths, other than near the end of BB1.
But yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, but again, so much can happen. I think it would be silly to say that Barnowl now has this. So much to happen, or so much can still happen.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not in the bag, but that's a big blow to Waldo.
Yeah, it's also very demoralizing. Very tilting as well.
Yeah, hopefully Waldo can just keep it together and play his best. Whereas, yeah, I guess over on the right we do have Barn making his way through Butterbridge 1. Not much to say. Hopefully nothing interesting happens here.
Yeah, there's potential for some swag in auto scrollers like this, but I imagine Barn will just be playing safe.
Yeah, you can't even... You miss out on a lot of the interesting swag without Caper and with Yoshi. Just having Yoshi fairly... It limits what you can do.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you have to make sure you don't leave him behind.
Barnowl opting not to show us the cape in the block.
Yeah, both runners just making their way through this painfully slow level.
Yeah, it's so boring. I hate having to do this. Although without cape, at least it keeps you on your toes a bit more. It's a bit more involved, and it seems like they're about 50 seconds apart. So that's not really much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, this could... While Barn does have a significant lead, this could go either way.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that's actually a bit of a blow to Barn.
Yeah, I was just about to
Losing
say.
both his Yoshi and Fire.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was just about to say, with Butterbridge 2 coming up, it could change pretty much straight away.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Looks like Barn is just going slow and steady through here, which is the smart thing to do in this situation.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Gets out of the level alive, and that's what's really important.
And luckily enough for Barn, it's easy enough to pick up Yoshi in Forest of Illusion 1, so it doesn't... I mean, as would be the case in any category, or even Forest of Illusion 2, which is probably, I guess. No scroll strat from Barnowl. He has to wait there for the Pony Beetle.
Yeah, I mentioned this yesterday. The scroll strat is only faster if you get the short scroll and a bit of luck.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, what Barn did is not the fastest, but yeah, you can do a no scroll strat just with a timer queue or whatever that's fairly effective. And not quite as fast. Not quite as fast as the scroll done right, but getting the scroll done right is hard. And yeah, it looks like Waldo's doing basically the same thing that Barn did here.
Yep.
But Waldo does have a Fire Flower, so that will save him a little bit of time if he can keep that to the boss.
Yeah, if he can hold it to the boss.
Oh, I think Barn missed the cycle skip.
Ooh.
Oh no, not quite. He was... Oh. So if you hit Ludwig while he's not on the ground, that skips one cycle of him rolling around, and I think Barn hit him like 1 pixel off the ground.
And unfortunately, Waldo did lose his Fire Flower in the Photo.
Yeah. Oh, Barn does miss the cycle skip.
Ooh, no.
Sorry, Waldo does miss the cycle skip.
These don't fly off. I was worried that he was going to fly off screen.
Yeah,
the way
I was
that's
worried
going.
that he was going to get hit by Ludwig there.
Also,
But got out of the 5 alive. And now Barn is entering Forest of Illusion 1. Bouncing on the wig. Oh, he's trying to get P-Speed. I see what's happening. And he will be grabbing Yoshi here for clips. And presumably he'll at least grab the midway for a power-up, maybe the roulette block for safety.
and there's a difference of 45 seconds at the moment, so again, very, very close.
Oh, okay, he's going for the star. That just makes the last half of the level trivial. And gets him a lot of lives in the process, so I think we're not at risk of seeing a game over from Barn at this point.
Oh, that's good. But yes, Forest of Illusion one time for Waldo. Be interesting to see.
Oh, he goes for that mushroom. Yeah, that mushroom. I just don't see that as being a good decision. That's just slow.
Yeah,
you can grab the
I
midway
think
for a free mushroom, which is fast.
I think he probably just blocked there. Oh, he's going for the star. Oh, Stu, and nearly went down the pit. It's best if you're going for the star to delay hitting the block because you're either going to possibly get a cape, have it go down the hole, or get close to it. So
And right now, in FY2, we see Barn grabbing a flower, which I guess that it gives him an extra D-burst, but it doesn't. He won't actually be able to use it as a fire flower.
see, I was going to suggest I might have been doing that, but I realized that it wouldn't actually save any time.
Yeah, so Barn here is attempting the easy clip, which is just slow. Waldo, in the meantime, going for hard.
Ooh.
Well, going for... Ooh, he got the lefty. Good set of clips from Waldo. And that's gonna save a fair bit of time for Waldo.
Yeah.
He's still obviously not in the lead, but that's a big difference. That clip only lost about, I think, about 4, maybe 6 seconds to a first try.
Yeah, that was very good. And again, I think Barn going for the fire flower and the easy clip was probably another percentage play of sorts, where he doesn't want to throw away his lead by missing a hard clip.
I just don't know if Barn's ever really done hard clip.
That's possible as well. It's definitely possible.
Oh, no. Okay, we actually Barn grabs the Yoshi in order to get over that pipe. That's an interesting move. A bit slower than just doing the regular P-speed jump off the platform with the shell.
Yeah, that, and if you're grabbing Yoshi in this level, you want to save the Yoshi for CI1, so you can go down the pipe and just like speed bounce the whole way across the level. Or maybe I'm the only one that would do that.
Doesn't seem.
Only if you're grabbing it. I was saying it's a good idea too.
So Barn entering FY1 with only a flower and a mushroom in reserve. And did I say FY1? Castle 5. I know my level name.
It'll be interesting to see if he goes for the damage boost, but I would maybe guess that he won't. And Waldo entering Castle 5 as well. Again, it'll be interesting to see what his strats are for the second part of this room.
It looks like Barn's just taking it safe, not D-bursting. Which, it definitely loses more than the 4 seconds he'd save by having fire here.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. It definitely seems like it would be faster just to lose the fire.
Oh, absolutely. But I guess he's just going for safety here. So this might be, if Waldo does the D-burst, this might be a bit of extra time safe for him, but it looks like he's also taking it safe on the blocks.
Especially without having fire flower, it definitely makes a lot more sense to do the D-boost, but it's understandable. It's kind of nervy doing the D-boost.
Yeah, but you can get it. There's a... So if you're just doing it with, Ooh, Waldo losing P speed. Barely made it to that platform.
Ooh. Sorry. What you're saying?
Doing the D-boost as Big Mario, or I guess when you're not trying to save a flower, you've got a huge window to get over the gap.
Yeah. I still managed to mess it up though earlier. I don't know how. I'm bad.
Barn doesn't quite get P-speed entering CI1. Looks like he's going back for it. This is one of the tougher stages without a cape.
Oh, for sure.
It looks like Barn just choosing to take it slow and safe. Oh, hitting the P-switch instead of jumping up to the chuck with it. And grabbing a Yoshi. Seeing a few extra Yoshis from Barn.
So there's less than 30 seconds in this now after that forest. So yeah, keeping it interesting, as always.
Barn grabbing a backup flower in CI1. Now, there's no bosses that need the flower at this point, so really he's just keeping that as a D-boost.
Yeah.
But Waldo also hits the P-switch in order to get past that chuck. And also grabs the Yoshi.
Ah.
Interesting. Apparently this is the strat that I just didn't know about.
I mean, it's sometimes nice to have Yoshi for some of the later levels, but I would have imagined you'd want to pick that up in CI2 if you were doing that. Though having Yoshi doesn't necessarily make Chocolate Secret any easier, it can make it harder.
I think it makes Secret harder.
Yeah. Oh, and Barnowl.
Okay,
Damage. Oh, really?
He's not. I thought he was going to do the damage boost, but now he's just luring over the bloody boot blocks.
Hmm.
It's interesting move.
Some serious time. This is very, very, very time costly.
Yeah, if Waldo does the D-boost, then makes this race a whole lot closer.
And no suicide door from either. Which
Waldo... Wait. Oh, okay, Waldo's D... Okay, Waldo's having a bit of trouble with the D-boost, but... If he despawns that boo line, he should be able to go for it. Oh, does miss it though. Oh, this is very not good for Waldo. He doesn't have a power-up in this room. He basically needs small-only strats or to lure the boo blocks. And,
yeah, I'm not surprised. That's so difficult.
It looked like he was trying the small-only strats, but you need a screen scroll left for that to work, and I don't think he did one.
He didn't, and even with the screen scroll, it's still hard and seems really inconsistent. I don't even know how you make it consistent.
Oh, and Waldo dies again in the ghost house.
Oh dear, dude.
Yeah, you need to jump short, but then re-grab, I think. But with that, that gives Barn quite the lead.
Yeah, I imagine Waldo will be pretty disappointed about that if he's watching the feed, that is. Oh, and the Yoshi's gone. Pretty much what we were just discussing there. Having Yoshi doesn't make that part any easier. Harder.
Does act as a D-boost though, and it looks like Barn should be able to get out of this room. At least with a mushroom. And Waldo does finally get the...
Yay!
Get out of the ghost house. Oh, apparently Waldo's game feed is frozen at the moment. Hopefully that can be fixed soon.
In quite the place as well.
Ooh, Barn not bouncing on all those spike tops. That's a bit of a different strat to get through that part of the room. And did lose a mushroom in the process. He grabs one back here. I don't think he'll be able to get P-speed though. So I'll just be taking it slow through the rest of the stage. And Waldo, in the meantime, making his way through CI2, also with Yoshi.
Yeah, it does make room 2 a lot easier. I quite like having Yoshi there in that second room. Or not
Also,
second room.
I stopped for the butt slides in second room, and third room I don't find difficult.
Yeah, it's not difficult. Just
Ooh, Barn not getting Crusher Skip and does lose his fire to that Podobo.
I'm not sure whether
Ooh.
he's aware of the D boost strat for that, which is free. Ooh. The alternative jump up on the bossa.
I think bouncing up on the saw like that is a bit slower than just jumping up to the block and then jumping over.
It has to be. Because the saw is like less far round. Be interesting to see whether Barn actually gets under or whether he goes for it.
Oh, he'll be going under. He had plenty of room.
Yeah, he did.
Waldo, in the meantime, making his way through Chocolate Secret with Yoshi.
And Waldo keeping P-speed there momentarily. But loses it again. Chuck?
Yeah, it's one of the disadvantages of having Yoshi here is just the larger hitbox. You can get hit really easily. Oh, Barn does make a good point. Yoshi for Vob 1 and Ghost Ship is quite helpful.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons.
Really trivializes those stages.
But once you practice Vob 1 without him, it's not necessary. So hopefully Waldo will have a good castle here. Be interesting to see if he goes for Crusher Skip.
Not going for Crusher Skip, but wonder if he'll deboost this mushroom away. Oh, he could have had the one cycle there, but he just chose to delay. And doing the same as Barn. We're seeing a lot of similar strats from these two runners.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that, yet both of them do it. Interesting. And it looks like Waldo will get through here easily enough. My word, as I just said that, I was actually kind of concerned.
Oh, Barn does take a hit in the Ghost Ship. So he'll be swimming through small. Oh. So
the big break spawns.
Waldo taking a death to Wendy. That's
Oh no.
a fair bit of time lost.
Oh, that's very disappointing.
Yeah, I think it was the last hit as well. Is Waldo going for... Oh, he's going for... Oh! What was that?
The saves!
Oh, that was... Oh, no!
Oh no. That was an incredible save, just have it taken away. Oh, dude.
Oh, that was a roller coaster of emotion.
But I must say, Barnowl actually seems to be on a pretty decent run here. For his PB, this could be pretty good for him.
Yeah, Waldo looks like he's getting to the Wendy fight. We saw Barn grab the second star in Ghost Ship in order to get through, just have no risk getting through that third room.
Orb. I'm a bit delayed there, but...
And Waldo does get the last hit on Wendy and finally get out of Choco.
He'll be relieved to have that over with. Castle 6 is pretty difficult. Also, Barnowl going the bottom route here?
The low path, which this low path without a cape is never worthwhile.
Yeah.
You're always better off going top and then...
Ooh. And again with the second bottom route?
Well, okay. Oh, okay, you never see that bottom path.
I can't remember the last time I saw that.
Unfortunately, Barn does die there.
What happened to that block there? That looks so strange. The block he was holding
I'm not 100% sure.
kind of looked like it despawned almost, but if I had the sound on, I would hear if it broke or not. Which I don't.
And it looks like Barn taking the low path again. This is interesting.
Very interesting decision.
Because this path is probably the slowest.
Yeah.
Oh, and it takes that block to kill the mole down here.
Nice. Maybe it was just all about grabbing that block. Maybe he doesn't feel comfortable doing the jump over the 3 blocks, like 3 invisible blocks. I don't know. It's hard to imagine why he did that.
Although does get a boo ring despawn with the scroll. That's good for him, and he can just D-boost through this boo ring with Yoshi. And Barn goes for a. Oh, he's going for duck jumps. Interesting. Yeah, it does a screen scroll in Vob 2 in order to the screen scroll basically just acts as a delay, so you can get to the sandbar a bit later. People often do the same thing just by doing a left right at the start of the stage. Although I find that the left right at the start just lines the Koopas and Swoopers up a bit better.
So I wonder if Barn will go for cycle skip or whether he'll just play it safe. Like if he's watching the feed, he may just play it safe, but it's not too difficult to go for this.
I think.
Oh,
he's just playing it safe.
Again, I imagine this just falls in line with his race strategy in general. With having done so many races, I imagine he'll just be wanting to get through the game without risking anything.
Waldo making his way through Vob 1, also taking the low path with
Wow.
no Cape and Yoshi, which, again, not the fastest. Oh, he's going there.
Oh, it's very close. Oh, well, at least he goes up.
And then he goes down here, because with Yoshi you can just eat that mole and get through fast. But that's interesting Vob 1 from both these runners. Oh, does get hit by the chuck, but will still make it out with the block.
Also,
be able to grab a backup mushroom.
If you have Yoshi by this stage and have him in Valley of Bowser 2 and fall down into one of the pits, it's actually decent to be able to jump out of the pit with Yoshi by sacrificing Yoshi.
But, well, Waldo did ditch Yoshi at the end of Vob 1 anyway.
Yeah.
In order to grab that backup mushroom.
Oh, of course, right.
And Waldo's just making his way through without P-speed.
And no crusher skip for Barnowl at the start of Valley Ford.
That's surprising, because that's a really easy cycle skip to get. You just need to run with P-speed.
Yeah.
Now, I believe Waldo does no sandbar clip, so I'll be interested in seeing whether we see an attempt.
Will he go for the John Carls? It looks like he... Oh, dude.
He tried. He gets points for trying.
I think by this stage it's probably... It probably makes sense to try it. It's unlikely that Barnes is going to die. Although if he was going to die, it would be on Valley Ford at all levels.
Yeah, it's worth noting Barnes scrolled the screen right for that last half of Valley Fort, which makes the Podobos line up a bit nicer for the jumps. Like, especially that last Podobo, you can get through there easily. Oh,
Yeah.
is Waldo delaying and going for sandbar again?
Ooh.
No.
I wish him the best. Hopefully he'll get it. Oh.
I'm not sure whether he attempted it and just went late, or if he just didn't attempt it at all.
I imagine he went late with him waiting the cycles.
Yeah,
it would seem like
it's not worth waiting around for that if you're not attempting sandbar. I mean, it's not worth waiting around for it at all.
Yeah.
Because if I guess the only way you could save time with that is if you did triple clip. You get the first sandbar and then you can line yourself up for the next one.
That'd be so crazy. But it's looks like Barn will probably have this. It seems incredibly unlikely that he would die on Bowser.
Yeah, it'd take a huge time loss here in order to miss to lose this race. But you never know what can happen.
I suppose anything can happen.
And Barn's opting not even to ball skip, just basically taking the Bowser fight the intended way.
Kind of surprised by that. I imagine Barn does know how to do ball skip. And even though a lot of people say it's harder without cape, I've never understood that logic. It's like entirely free without cape. You stand in one place, you flick the cape up, it's done.
Yeah, it's definitely not a hard Bowser hit. It's something well worth learning.
Yeah, for sure. And without cape, I think as well, it's a far more fun fight. If you've got cape kill down, like the muscle memory will just be there. It never changes almost. But without cape, it's pretty interesting getting the hits on Bowser. I always really enjoy it.
Oh, Barn paused.
I wonder. I kind of freaked out. I'm like, did he just freeze the game? But no, it was a pause.
I think he was just screwing around with the select button, dropping the mushroom and just missed.
I did really panic there because I don't have the sound on.
Yeah.
And that's a GG.
Yep.
Barnowl
Barnowl
takes it.
finishes the race with a 41:35 SRL time.
Congratulations. This has been incredible. This has been a very, very fun race. And shout outs to the pause strats.
Yeah, so congrats Barnowl on the win. And Waldo's still going with the Bowser fight, just starting phase 1 now.
Waldo, unsurprisingly, very, very close behind Barnowl. And I suppose it's... I suppose it's all the more evident how close this race was because Waldo died several times, yet he's still in the same level, essentially.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes gap.
Yeah, it's a very good time. And wait, what was Barnes' time?
In the race room, 41:35.
Oh wow, that's very, very close to his PB. It's only 30 seconds off Barnow's PB. That's a very, very good race time. And I imagine he will be very, very happy with that. But after this race, Waldo will be jumping into the call to say a few words about his race. Barnowl has opted not to, but as you can see, he's chatting about his race in the SMWC chat. So.
Yeah, so looking at the brackets, let me just find this match. Oh no. Oh, Barn.
I think I know what's coming up.
Looking at the bracket, Barnowl will be moving on to face Calco in the winners bracket round 2. Calco being the world record holder, #1 seed. He got the world record in the race after the tourney pre-show. Calco is a god, and Barn, I very much wish you luck.
GG Waldo. I'm very, very sad for a couple of things that happened in the run, but you did very well. Yeah, I predict an upset. The man, the myth, the legend, Barnowl. In one fell swoop takes out Calco. I mean, anything, of course, can happen, but to be against Calco is just terrifying. It really is. Calco is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, he's absurdly good at this game, and anything that uses the SMW engine, really.
Yeah, for sure.
But then, I guess Waldo will be facing... Oh, he's facing the winner of a match that hasn't even... So, Waldo will be facing the loser of the winner of... Hold on, let me... he'll be facing the loser of... So in the winners bracket we have Chab versus CT Conqueror, and then Akisto versus Milnium. And then the winners of those matches will play, and then the loser of the loser of that match will face Waldo. Because that's not confusing. Yeah, pretty much Doublix. Calco is ridiculous at this game. He's too good. Hold on one moment. Yo, now we have Waldo here.
What's up, everyone?
It's WeirdWaldo.
So, Waldo.
And now entering on the microphone is WeirdWaldo.
So, what were your thoughts on that race?
My thoughts on that race were I definitely should have practiced more than 5 minutes before the run.
Might have
And
helped.
I probably should learn how to do everything after Forest of Illusion, because I've learned up to FOI 4.
FOI... Okay, I'm just gonna say, if you've gone to FOI 4 in your race, you've made a huge mistake.
Whatever the FOI 3, whatever the one is before Roy. I don't know the level
okay.
name, just play him.
Fair enough.
Sorry, I just got distracted there for a moment. We were just saying how incredible it was that you managed to make this so close with all the things that happened that cost you minutes at a time, and each of those mistakes, it wasn't like 15 seconds, it was a minute or over a minute. It is very disappointing having that happen in a race. I'm worried about it as well, I'll be honest.
Yeah, if I were doing RTAs, I would have reset about 50 times. I was getting very mad, and by the end I was so frustrated I just started making more mistakes in Windy.
Yeah, it can be very difficult to settle your head when things happen like that, especially whenever you feel like the world is watching you. It's very unsettling, and it is part of these tournaments, unfortunately. But yeah, I suppose one good thing about this, one takeaway, is if you won, you would be against Calgo, which is just terrifying.
Yeah, I saw that. See, that was my plan. I just want to make some noise in the losers bracket.
Yeah, you just tear up the loser bracket. That's what all the real winners do. So who are you actually against? I'm going to check.
So I had a look. So he's against... So, losers bracket... winners bracket, there's 2 matches. There's Chabals versus CT Conqueror and Akisto versus Milnium. And then the winner of those 2 matches will play. And then the loser of the winner of those 2 or the loser of the winners of those 2 matches will play Waldo.
I see. I
see. It's confusing. That's what's going to happen, though.
Who am I playing? I'm trying to pull the bracket here.
You'll be against Chabals, CT, Akisto, or Milnium.
So you would imagine it would be... Now, if you're just going by seeds, I'm not making predictions here, but it would... If going by seeds, you would assume it would be Milnium or... I've already forgotten the other one. I'm an idiot.
CT Conqueror.
CT Conqueror, of course. And it's going to be a hard race for
Actually,
both.
No, going by seed, it'd be out of Akisto or Chabals.
Oh well, yeah, but that's
going
kind of
by seeds. It would be Akisto, because Chab and Akisto would win, and then Akisto would lose, and then face Waldo. That's assuming the seeds are reliable, but I think Akisto is much better than his seed would indicate.
Yeah, he has a very good 95 times, so I can't imagine the transition would be that difficult.
Akisto is just absurdly good at this game.
Yeah, he's an absolute god at this game, and quite rightfully, if you're against him, you should feel very, very concerned.
Yes,
So I have 2 weeks before my next race. Okay.
potentially. I mean,
Time to, give me time to practice.
Yeah, I mean, I wish you all the best in tearing up the losers bracket. That's what I intend to do pretty soon as well, whenever I get my behind handed to me.
oh, good luck to you in the rest of the tournament, Waldo.
Yeah, dude, I'll be following you for sure. It's been such a good race, and even though it's had a couple of upsets, still think pretty good overall.
I think I'm going to run it back right now because I'm pretty salty.
Oh,
Well,
uh,
enjoy your
oh,
salty run back, Waldo.
so if I'm not mistaken, I actually believe the next race is.
It's you. So
Yeah.
I'm coming up tomorrow. Yeah, so this was our last race for today, but coming up tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we have Ben, or Quite Super Mario, my co-commentator at the moment,
You.
versus Blue Saint, who's
This,
Swedish and pretty cool.
this is going to be tough.
That'll be an interesting one to watch. I reckon, like, the seeds don't quite say it, but I reckon that one could be pretty close.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I'm pretty concerned about that. I was hoping with my seed I would get an opponent that would seem a bit more free, but it's far from free. Blue Sense is a very experienced runner, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully I can do it. But
Yeah,
if not, I'm happy to lose to Blue. Blue's such a good guy.
absolutely. And then coming up at 5... Yeah. Coming up at 5 p.m., we have Umario versus Vertmart.
Ooh,
And then at 8 p.m., Goonza Guy versus Slice Mage, which, I think that one will be a really good match. I'm very interested in seeing that one. And
yeah,
I'm going to be at work. Damn it.
that was the other race other than this one that I was looking at closely because it's very, very hard to say.
That's like just two different but really interesting runners that I'm very much looking forward to seeing that race.
Yeah, they're both very, very skilled, and then Garbanzo as well. Like Barnowl has like just this massive roster of Super Mario World games and just loads of games in general under his belt. So very, very experienced. Does so many races as well, and Slice goes back so far in the community as well. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
So I suppose we should find somewhere to send all these viewers, or
but
several of them.
who have we got?
So
What are the options?
oh yeah, Furious is on.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, he's doing small only.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, so we're gonna send you over to Furious. He's pretty cool. Has
Also,
Kurt's world record, and he's practicing clip right now. But
again, massive shout outs to both runners, Barnowl, WeirdWaldo42. I encourage everyone, although I imagine you've already done it, to go and follow them. You will not be
yeah,
disappointed. These guys are just amazing. And congratulations to Waldo on Baby Waldo #2 coming in June. So I'm so happy for him.
yeah, and with that, any thoughts on the raid message? Yeah, I can do the host thing.
I've no idea. I'm completely unoriginal at 3 a.m.
Oh wait, does he have Yoshi food? We should just give him Yoshi food.
Ah, nice.
He doesn't have Yoshi food.
Doesn't?
Lame.
Ooh. Do we have any, like, is there a cape band emote? I thought there was an emote with, I thought with the red line through it. I thought that was an emote. Maybe not.
Let's just give him an orb raid. So safe.
So safe. I was going to suggest that, but I wasn't.
Go raid Furious. Thanks everyone for watching, and tune in tomorrow for more No Cape No Starworld action.